Beneath a quiet cluster of seemingly ordinary ponds in China's Zhejiang province lay a stunning architectural secret. For generations, locals called these ponds bottomless. But in the summer of 1992, when farmers strained the water from one, they discovered not mud, but a hidden doorway. As the water receded, a staircase appeared, and the walls were marked with the neat parallel strokes of human tools. As more ponds were emptied, more entrances opened up. The village of fishing holes turned out to be the roof of an enormous subterranean world. Initial surveys mapped over 20 chambers within walking distance, all cut with the same hand and the same sudden attention to finish. The scale of the Longyou Caves is astonishing. These are not tiny cellars. Some chambers rise close to 30 meters high and stretch across thousands of square meters. When you step inside, the sound changes, and your breath comes back to you off the stone. Pillars stand where the ancient carvers chose to leave the rock in place, like trees left in a forest canopy. The sheer numbers demand attention. More than 1 million cubic meters of stone had to be moved. This required labor, logistics, and coordination on the scale of a state project, the effort of perhaps 1,000 people working for years. Yet this is where the central mystery lies. China's famously detailed historical records, which logged harvests, eclipses, and road repairs, are completely silent about this colossal undertaking. This silence is perhaps louder than the echoes within the stone. The age, however, is not guesswork. Pottery found on some floors dates back to the Han era, roughly 2,000 years ago. This confirms that people were active down here in antiquity. The construction itself demonstrates mastery. The chambers remain structurally sound and largely dry after 2 millennia, proving the planners understood weight, drainage, and time. So, what were these places for? The simple answers quickly fall short. Storage seems obvious, but utility alone does not explain the elaborate uniform finish on every surface. Military use is unlikely, as strongholds prefer blind corners, not vast open halls. Crucially, the caves sit close together, yet they do not interconnect. If the builders were focused on efficiency, they would have punched tunnels to save labor. Instead, they chose boundaries. Each chamber is a self-contained world. Its own stairs, its own pillars, its own echo. It is this attention to detail that suggests a deeper intent. The meticulous parallel tool marks are methodical, almost decorative, signifying a craftsperson's pride. Someone wasn't just making space, they were deliberately shaping an experience. The most compelling working theory is that Longyou was a complex of regional commissions. Not every great work is imperial. Local elites build big things too. The chambers may have been multi-purpose, part storage, part ceremony, part pure prestige, and the corresponding paperwork simply never made it into the central libraries that survived. One final question bites hard. Where did all the stone go? The best guess is that the rock walked back into the landscape. Blocks became foundations, spoil was packed into terraces, and over cycles of reuse, the material lost its identity. The Longyou Caves hand us no neat twist ending. They hand us a question that has been waiting under a pond for 2 millennia. When you stand under that stone ceiling and hear your voice bounce back, you are hearing the shape of an intention that never bothered to leave a caption. The absence is part of the story.